refers to y-intercept, right? Do you know how to find the y-intercept? What should we do? Sub x equals to 0. Therefore, y equals to negative 0 squared plus 5 times 0 minus 4, which is negative 4. So that's the value of c lah. Okay, and the coordinates will therefore be c equals to 0, negative 4. Straightforward? Okay, next. Find the coordinates of a and b. They refer to the... Yeah, they are on the graph. What's so special about a and b? They are the x-intercepts, therefore y is 0, yes. So for a and b, sub y equals to 0. So negative x squared plus 5x minus 4 equals to 0. How do we solve this? Solve a quadratic equation. I'm trying to find the value of x. You have learned at least 3 ways of solving for x in this case. Yeah, you've got a quadratic formula, you've got your completing the square, you've got a graphical method. So which one do you use? Quadratic, okay. Do you want to change the coefficient of x to be positive, or do you want to leave it like that? Up to you. Leave it. Let's just plug in the formula straight away. So x equals to minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Direct substitution. Lower side also can do it. So we have got negative 5 plus minus square root 25, negative becomes minus 4 times 4, 16 over negative 2. Negative 5 plus minus square root of 9 over negative 2. Negative 5 plus minus 3 over negative 2. Negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8 divided by negative 2. We get 4, comma, negative 5 plus 3, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. Right? Huh? Can right? Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so there are 2 answers, 4 or 1. This tells us that the coordinates of a and b are 4 and 1. But which one is a, which one is b? Which one is a, which one is b? One of it is a, one of it is b. How do you guess? How do you tell? Huh?
So which one is furthest?
Okay, you tell me now, what is the value of a? Is it 4 or 1? Okay, so a must be 1, 0, isn't it? B will therefore be 4, 0. Okay, who needs an explanation why? Hoi, okay? All okay? Okay now. Then we've got the coordinates of a and b already. Now the coordinates of the maximum point of the graph. How do we find that? Do you remember in our previous questions, we always can write down our maximum point. We can always write down a minimum point just by looking, right? How do we get these values? Negative 3 and 0, for example. Where do we get the negative 3 from? We got it from the line of symmetry, isn't it? Where do you get the line of symmetry from? We got it from the completed square form, right? Do you want to complete the square for this? You can if you want to. You can if you want to, but being lazy people, we try to find another way, right? So if I tell you that, if I remind you that the maximum point, the turning point is always on the line of symmetry. As long as I give you the x coordinate, or if I give you the line of symmetry, you can find the turning point, isn't it? Okay, now look at this, In our graph, in our textbook, where's my work? Include in our graph on our textbook the values. This being 1, this being 4, this being what? C. What was the value of C? Negative 4. Okay. Can you tell me where the line of symmetry is? Middle of A and B? Yeah. Makes sense, right? Okay, so it must be here. Can you tell me what is the equation of line of symmetry now? Can you tell me? How much is it? We all can tell visually. It must be in the middle of 1 and 4. Is this a difficult problem? What is the middle of 1 and 4? Is it 2, 3, 2.5? How do we tell? We are trying to find the center, isn't it? We are trying to find the average. Can I say that? We're trying to find the center, we're trying to find the average. What is the average of 1 and 4? How do you get 2.5? 1 plus 4 divided by 2. Am I teaching you new things? No, I'm not. I'm just trying to piece everything together. Once you have the x coordinates, add them up, divide by 2, surely you get a center, which is over here, 2.5. So my line of symmetry is x equals to 2.5. What does that tell me about the x coordinate over here? Must be 2.5. And the y coordinate, when x equals to 2.5, then you substitute into the value. Y equals to negative 2.5 square plus 5 times 2.5 minus 4. Get a value, place it over here. What do you mean? Are you referring to the x coordinate? Here we have a rope. It is hanging like this, forming a parabola. M is the lowest point. It is given by the equation y equals to x minus 2 square plus k. K is a constant. OA represents the x-axis. Okay, OC is the y-axis. Units are both in meters. OC equals to AB, which is 5. Find the value of k. Simply put, this is our graph. Over here, we've got coordinates. Y equals to x minus 2 square plus k. This is my equation on the graph. Got my y and my x-axis. And where should I put this value 5 in my graph? I've transformed the picture given in the textbook to a graph. Okay, on your x and y axis. Where should I put the value 5? Where should I put the value 5? Based on the diagram in your book, this is the value B. This is over here C, right? And 5 is supposed to be over here, isn't it? Can I place that on my y-axis? Yeah, 5 must be here, isn't it? Okay, so this is the information we have so far. And then now the question says, oh, I want you to find the value of k. How am I supposed to find this?
5. Y equals to 5.
What about y equals to 5? We know.
Y equals to 5, then x equals to 6.
Okay, so Sophia says y equals to 5 when x equals to 0. Do you all agree? Can it be seen clearly? Okay, so she says y equals to 5 when x equals to 0. She is referring to which point? B, C or M? C. She's referring to this particular point. Y equals to 5 when x equals to 0. Can we substitute them into the equation? Yeah, let's do that. 5 equals to 0 minus 2 square plus k. Do you like what you're seeing? Why are you happy with what you're seeing?
There's only one.
There's only one what? There's only one unknown. And you've got one equation. Surely you can solve it, right? Can we do that? Let's do it. So 5 equals to 4 plus k. K equals to 1. Done. That's the value of k. So let's go back to our equation. Change the k to value 1. Okay, so now find the coordinates of M. M is the lowest point. So which value of M is easiest to find? X or Y value? X value. Why? Yeah, it is supposed to lie on our line of symmetry. What is this line of symmetry? Looking at the equation of graph, which has been changed into y equals to x plus 2 square plus 1.
Plus 2.
What plus 2?
The line of symmetry is plus 2.
Okay, Sophia says the line of symmetry is plus 2.
Eh,
Line of symmetry is 2. Is 2 a line?
X equals to
So now she changes her mind. She says that the line of symmetry is x equals to 2. You all agree? Yeah, because I've already trained you, right? Look at this. You must be able to tell me the value of x equals to 2. And that is my line of symmetry. Okay, I've got my x coordinate ready, which is 2. Can I find my y coordinate? Sub. Okay, so y equals to 2 minus 2 square plus 1. Is it a coincidence that I have 2 minus 2 equals 0? Is it a coincidence? No, it's not. I planned for it to be that way. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Therefore, m coordinates will be 2, 1. Finally, the distance OA. An interesting question. Think about it. Okay, part C. OA must be equals to, if you like, 2 plus 2 which is 4 meters. Okay? Is it fun? Using what we have learned in the previous topic. Here we have points of intersection with the x-axis that we need to find out. We've got a y-intercept, we've got a line of symmetry. Aren't they the same information that we wanted to have, that we needed for the previous topic? It's the same thing. Which one would you like to do first? X-intercept, y-intercept, or line of symmetry? Up to you. You want to do the x-intercept first? Or you want to do y-intercept first? Up to you, up to you. Okay, let's do x first. How do we find the x-intercepts? Sub y equals to 0. All agree? Okay, so in this case, it's a points of intersection with the x-axis. Sub y equals to 0. Can you tell me what are the points? So points, I will require coordinates. 1, 0, and 4, 0. Agree? Who needs me to slow down? Junior, too simple, is it? Muzdalifah, okay? Do you know how I get 1, 0, and 4, 0? Okay, then can we just do everything? Fill up the table now? Since all of you know how to do it. We sub y equals to 0. Something times something equals to 0. One of the something must be 0, isn't it? So either, from here, x minus 1 equals to 0 or x minus 4 equals to 0. So we have x equals to 1 or x equals to 4. Because something times something is 0. One of them must be 0. So with that, we can actually do the rest really quickly. I like to put a smaller number on the left. Let me know if I made any mistakes. So 0 minus 1, negative 1 times negative 4 is 4. So these over here are not going to be coordinates, they're going to be numbers, because we're looking for the y-intercept only. Do we really need calculator for this? How about we train our brains? 0 plus 2, 2. 2 times negative 1, negative 2. Okay, so just practice. Let me check whether I made any mistakes. So line of symmetry, the x value is just the average of the two x intercepts. If I want to find the x square term, I expand. Is it difficult to expand this? It is not difficult. Do you want to expand completely? You can if you want to, but you'll be wasting your time. I am only interested in coefficient of x squared. Okay? So for the very first one, my goal now is to determine whether it is parabola opening upwards or parabola opening downwards, meaning I want to know the coefficient of x squared. Is it positive or negative? So if I expand my rainbow method, x times x, what do I get? X squared. Will I get any other x squared terms? X times negative 4, will I get x squared? No, don't bother. Negative 1 times x, will I get x squared? Don't bother. Negative 1 times negative 4, will I get x squared? No, don't bother. So if I only want my x squared term, x times x. Now tell me, coefficient positive or negative? Positive. Does it require me to expand everything? No. Coefficient is positive. So what is the shape of the graph? Minimum. Yeah, like that. So it's going to be a minimum point looking like that. Next one. Let's do it mentally. Coefficient of x squared. Can you tell me positive or negative? Positive. I don't need to expand everything, right? Okay, positive. Next one. Still positive. Next.
Negative.
Sure, negative. Think about it. Yeah, you're right. It's negative. So it must be opening downwards. And for the other two, obviously like that lah. Okay? Let me give you a question. Y equals to negative x minus 3, 4 minus x. Parabola opening upwards or downwards?
Down, up. Maximum point. Upward.
Up or down? Okay, so approach is still the same. Coefficient of x squared is it positive or negative? You answer this question, then you can tell me whether it is opening up or opening down. Don't need to expand everything. Just need to know what to multiply. So coefficient of x squared, what is it? What is it? Positive or negative? Positive, sure. Let me check. Okay, I've got a x times negative x. I'll get negative x squared times another negative. I get positive. So it must be positive. Therefore, it must be parabola opening upwards. Okay? Can? Alright. So, with all this information, I think we can sketch already. We can sketch all of our graphs. So let's go to example 4. I will show you again my template in green color. So I require my x-intercept. I require my y-intercept. I require my line of symmetry, this, and I require something point equals to open bracket, like that. Okay, so all these are the blanks I still need to fill in. Now, this is my equation. Can you tell me what is the x-intercept? X-intercept happens when y equals to 0. Therefore, my x-intercepts must be yes, it must be something 0, but what is that something? Yeah, okay, what is the value over here? Value.
Negative 1 and
Negative 1 and
positive.
4. Agree? Because when y equals 0, either the first bracket must be 0 or the second bracket equals to 0. And then the only values for that to happen must be x equals to negative 1 or x equals to 4. Now for the y-intercept, what is it? It happens when x equals 0, therefore y equals to mental sums. Or the x becomes 0, what is the y value? Don't need to press 0 plus 1, just... How much? Negative 4. Line of symmetry is, must be x equals to something, right?
4 plus y divided by 1.
Is it 4 plus 1? What is the line of symmetry? X equals to what?
Or x equals to 4 plus y divided by 1.
Is it 4 plus 1? Are you sure 4 plus 1? Look carefully.
Negative
So what is the value? Mental sums? X equals to? How much? 1.5. So 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5.
Actually, then just now over here I asked this one, why this one really the negative?
Final part. What kind of point is it? Maximum or minimum? Maximum or minimum? Come on. Should we? Minimum, yeah. Minimum point is, what is the x coordinate? 1.5. The y coordinate? How much is it? How you get minus 5? How you get minus 5? You sub in lah. Sub what? Sub x equals to 1.5. You didn't sub. Are you sure you could have gotten an answer mentally? I think a bit challenging, huh? Y equals to 1.5 plus 1. 1.5 minus 4. How much do you get, Sophia? Okay, I trust you, negative 6.25. Okay, so these are all the information we require to sketch our graph. So the sketching process is still the same. I will first sketch the shape of the graph. What kind of shape? Minimum point must look like this. Okay, must be symmetrical. So this is my line of symmetry. I know my minimum point is 1.5, negative 6.25. Are you sure or not? Negative 6.25. Okay, so I've got my horizontal line, y equals to negative 6.25. Where should my x-axis be? Above or below? Above. Okay, let's just randomly draw it over here. Let's say this is my x-axis. Okay, everything still makes sense. It is above my y equals to negative 6.25 over here. So the next thing I need to draw will be my... Hello, I draw my x-axis already. Y-axis. I need to draw my y-axis. This is the line x equals to 1.5. So my y-axis will it be on the left or will it be on the right? It must be on the left. Okay, let's just draw it over here. Y. Okay, so what will therefore this value be? The x-intercept over here and the x-intercept over here. What are they going to be? On the left, what is this value? Negative 1. This one? 4. Does it make sense? The negative 1 is on the left hand side of the x-axis or on the y-axis? Must be lah. Then what about this intercept over here? This is known as the y-intercept, isn't it? What's the value? Negative 4. Then write down the equation. This is y equals to open bracket. What is it? X plus 1, x minus 4. Okay, done. I've got my line of symmetry. I've got my minimum point. I've got all my intercepts. I labeled my graph. Okay? Any questions? If not, your turn to try it for. Same template. So fill in the template. Is the minimum point. Graph must look like this. Use another color. With line of symmetry, this equation will be x equals to negative 0.5. Minimum point, negative 0.5, negative 2.25. I know this horizontal line must have an equation of y equals to negative 2.25. Since y, negative 2.25 is over here, my x-axis must be above. Since y equals to negative 0.5 over here, my y-axis must be to the right. Say something like this. Y and x. Fill in the other points that we have. X-intercept is negative 2 and 1. This shall be negative 2, this shall be 1. My y-intercept is going to be negative 2. Fill in the equation. Y equals to x plus 2, x minus 1. Factorize this. Okay, so we need to find the x-intercept, y-intercept, line of symmetry is x equals to something, blank point equals to, we fill in the blanks. Okay, so next, so now I will sketch the graph. This is the maximum point. So parabola opening downwards. I've got my line of symmetry. Must be x equals to 2.5. So the turning point, x coordinate 2.5 and 0.25. So my horizontal line over here will be y equals to 0.25. Now that I know this is y equals to 0.25, my x-axis, must it be above or below? Must be below. A lot below or a little bit below? A little bit, because y 0.25 is very close to the x-axis. Okay, so let me have my x-axis over here, just a little bit. Then my y-axis, will it be on the left or on the right? It will be on the left, yes. It will be on the left because this vertical line that I have is x equals to 2.5. We also know the x-intercept, right? 2 and 3. Doesn't that mean that this is 2 and this is 3? Right? So y-axis, the y-axis must be on the left. If this is 2, this is 3, then y-axis must be somewhere over here. Further away, right? So this will be 1 and 2. Then I just need to extend my parabola downwards such that it cuts over here. The value will be negative 6. Okay, so my equation will be y equals to, what is it? Negative x squared minus 7x minus 10. This is one way of writing it. Alternatively, you can also write it as y equals to negative, what do we find?
So how you get negative 7?
This negative 7x.
5x.
Oh, I saw the wrong question. Sorry. Okay, so this is y equals to negative x squared plus 5x minus 6. Alternatively, we write it as y equals to negative x minus 3, x minus 2. Either way, they are both referring to the same graph.